Hey Tina, this is Jeff with Altos Research. Hey, thank you for your response back to that email regarding the turnover rate and kind of what you're looking for. So let me give you a couple of ideas on how I would use our reports. Not that would be maybe exclusively what you'd want to use, but I think I can look at these reports and I can determine whether I wanted to target a particular area with my direct mail as far as farming and that. So let me kind of show you what I would do. Just so you know, I've been in the real estate industry full-time since 1985, a licensed agent for over 27 years. So I've got a lot of experience in doing that. In fact, I used to coach agents years ago, and then I started working for Altos here a couple of years ago after I had been a subscriber of theirs for 6 years as I built my real estate business in Hawaii. And then my wife and I relocated a couple of years ago. So let me give you an idea on how I would use this report to help me determine if I want to target a particular zip code. I'm also going to give you a little bit more insight into that, in that there might be certain price ranges that you're going to want to target as well. And I'll show you how we'll take a look at that. So, for example, we can see, there's certain things that you want to know. You want to know, well, first of all, is the area that you're looking at, does it have kind of like a healthy market, right? And so one of the ways that you're going to determine whether this neighborhood or this zip code, is a healthy environment for you to farm is going to be looking at the prices. Have prices been steadily, consistently going up over the last 2-3 years, right? You want to see that type of healthy market. And then of course the total inventory, right? So in this particular zip code that you shared with me, the inventory is 40 single family homes. We can see that the median list price has been moving up. Now this here is, just so you know, it's a 90-day trend line. Sorry, it's a little more difficult for me to write here. I'm not using a regular mouse, just the touchpad. So price has been moving up. That's good. The other thing that I see here is, the inventory, again, that's kind of low. So that would be a little bit of a concern if I was going to market to this area, only because it means you're going to have probably some good competition. And so not a lot of inventory for you to be kind of battling other agents to grab your piece of the pie, so to speak, right? It's not a big pie. So let's take a look at some of this other information. The days on market's not bad. That's good, because of course you want to market to an area where even if there's a good turnover rate, where maybe 10% of the homes are turning over a year, right? But how long is it taking to sell those homes, right? So having the days on market is something that you're going to want to take into consideration. But here's one thing that we have that's really, really powerful, and that is our market action index. This really shows us two things. One, it shows us the momentum in the market. In other words, is the market picking up, or is the market slowing down? Well, how do we determine that? We determine that through the current rate of sale versus the amount of inventory. And there's a little bit more to it that we throw into this algorithm, but that's essentially the absorption rate. Now, we don't express it like the way a lot of MLSs do, saying, hey, the absorption rate is 4.5 months. The way we express it is, hey, is this a strong seller's market or is it a buyer's market? And we rate the market. So we're rating the strength of the market based on the inventory and the rate of sale. So this here, this little gap here, represents the number 30, and anything above that is going to favor a seller. That's what we see right here, seller's market. And anything below 30 is going to favor a buyer. So anything in this direction's going to favor a buyer. All right, so that'd be the first thing that I look at. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down here to the large chart, and I'm going to look at the median list price. And I want to, again, make sure that the price is moving up in a consistent basis, because, again, that shows that it's really a healthy area, right? The market is just, it's a solid market. If we saw this really moving up and down over the last couple of years, then it might not be quite as healthy of a market. You want a market that's going to be a consistent performer, right? One that isn't good one year and bad the next. You want to spend your marketing dollars on an area that's going to have good, consistent return on your investment. So you want to make sure, one of the ways to do that is to make sure that the prices are steadily moving up. Another area that I would look at is down here, and this is really kind of important, because a couple things that I would recommend that you do is you want to take a look at the days on market. Oops, let me get my drawing utensil up here. So you want to take a look at the days on market. And what's interesting here is the lowest priced homes in this zip code tend to have the longest days on market. That's pretty interesting. Usually it's the opposite. And the most expensive homes happen to have the shortest days on market. So that's an interesting anomaly. That's not what usually what we see is just a flip of those. So normally what I would do is I would take a look at that days on market, and then I also want to look at, let me unhighlight some of this, is I would then take a look at the new listings versus absorbed. Now let me kind of explain what these are. This is new listings in the last week. So in other words, what price ranges are going to allow you to do the most amount of business. So it's one thing to look at the days on market, that's good, but also, well, which price ranges within a zip code are going to really be the ones that people want, right? So we can see there's 3 new listings that came on here, and then we can see that there were 2 that were absorbed. Again, that absorbed is in the last week. Now I will tell you, our absorbed doesn't just mean that an active listing has gone pending. So remember, these are active listings over here. And absorbed for us means anything that has gone pending, expired, and or canceled. Okay, pending, expired, or canceled. So anyway, with these type of days on market, I would guarantee you probably 90% of those are going pending, right? If we were seeing 200 days or something like that, then some of those certainly would be expired listings, and some of those might even be canceled. But that's not the case in this particular marketplace. So part of what I would do is I want to take a look at a couple of different characteristics. I don't want to really focus on one price range. If I'm marketing, if I'm in your position, at least that's not what I normally did. What I wanted to do is I wanted to target, if I wanted listings in this area, I want to target, well, who's most likely to buy those homes? Well, it's probably people in this price range. So what you're looking for is you're kind of looking to target 2 different markets. You want your move up buyer so you can double in a couple of your deals. I actually had really good success with that. And so, you can list properties up here, and then you want to market to this audience here, because there are the people that are going to want to move into this particular property, as an example. Okay, so that's kind of what I would recommend there. So I think you can find now, let's look at the statistics here for this particular price range. For example, this is the one that you want to target because it's got the lowest days on market. It's got the most activity. Fantastic. This one here, we can see that the sales are outstripping the new listings. 3 sales versus 1 new listing. You're going to see prices moving up probably within this particular market segment. Well, let's take a look at the market segments. That's one of the nice things about this report is we can come up here, we can click on the market segments, and normally all 4 of these would be displayed, but I was looking at a different report earlier, and we can see kind of what's going on here within specific market segments. So this blue one here, which is the top or first market segment, that's this one right here. Okay, and then we have this teal one here, that's the second down. The beige one, that's the third. That's this one here, right? And then of course the red one is the lowest priced homes, and that we see down here. So this will help you determine what target price range you're going to want to do. So, instead of farming 500 homes in an area, you want to kind of filter out those 500 homes. So for example, if there's 500 homes and there's a turnover rate of 10%, 50 of those homes were purchased in the last year. Another 50 were purchased within the second year. So there's 100 of them right there that have been purchased within the last 2 years. If you think of probability statistics, you would not want to even market to those people because they really aren't going to generate any business for you. Now, is there a possibility of that happening? Yes. But is it probable? No. So you would want to target those people that have been in the homes. Usually what I used to do is I used to go, 5 to 10 years. Because those people that have been in their home for 5 years, if they were in a smaller home like this, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, smaller one, these people, potentially their family has grown, they need a larger home. So they're going to probably jump up to this price range. And then these people here in this price range, maybe they've just gotten raised over the years, they've been in their home maybe 10 years, right? They did the move up and they're in their second home. Now they're looking, because they're at their highest peak earning years, they're looking to maybe move up into something that shows that they've had some success in their career. So anyway, there's a lot of different ways that you can kind of look at this information. Sorry, this video is longer than what I had anticipated, but it will help you figure out not only the zip codes that would be worthwhile to target, but then also specifically what price ranges you might want to focus on. And if you want to talk more about that, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about some of the strategies that I used and that I used to train agents on to help them get a better return on their direct mail when they were farming. So feel free to reach out to me. You'll have all my contact information in this email. Thank you so much.